Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news now, guys. Let's dive into some of the latest and most pressing updates surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles. As we all know, this team has been a roller coaster of emotions this season, full of ups and downs, moments of brilliance, and some tough setbacks. And today, we're here to talk about a developing situation that could have significant implications, not just for the upcoming games, but for the Eagles' entire season and their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. Recently, the Eagles faced the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in what was supposed to be a promising matchup for Philadelphia. The team looked sharp on both sides of the ball. The offense was moving the ball efficiently, making good plays, and showing the kind of resilience we've come to expect from this squad. But as often happens in the NFL, the game took a sudden turn with some unfortunate injury news that could impact their defensive line, one of the most critical aspects of their game. During the game, on a play in the first half, the Eagles' defense suffered a significant blow. Ogbo Okoronkwo, who has been a key piece in their pass rush rotation, went down with a triceps injury. And let me tell you, that's a blow to this already talented but somewhat fragile group of edge rushers. Okoronkwo's injury was confirmed before halftime, and the team's medical staff quickly ruled him out for the rest of the game. Now, this isn't just a minor setback. It's a pretty notable injury that could have ripple effects throughout the season. What makes this even more concerning is the fact that the Eagles are already dealing with another injury to Nolan Smith, who re-aggravated a previous triceps injury he sustained during the Super Bowl. Smith was expected to be out for about 6 weeks, which already meant the Eagles would have to shuffle their linebacker and pass rush rotation to compensate for his absence. Now, with Okoronkwo also sidelined, the depth on the edge becomes even more strained. At this point, the Eagles' defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, has some tough decisions to make. The current situation leaves them with Jalix Hunt, Za'Darius Smith, and Patrick Johnson to fill in for Okoronkwo and Smith. And while these players are capable, they are not quite at the same level of consistency and explosiveness as the injured stars. Fangio's schemes rely heavily on a versatile and relentless pass rush, and losing 2 of your top outside linebackers in a short span could slow down that pressure, especially against high-caliber offenses coming down the stretch. But of course, the Eagles are known for their resilience and their ability to adapt. Vic Fangio has a trusted group of players he can turn to, and he's no stranger to making strategic adjustments on the fly. This season, the team has had some depth at outside linebacker, with players like Patrick Johnson stepping up when called upon. Johnson has shown flashes of potential, and if needed, he could be a key piece in keeping the pass rush alive. The coaching staff will also likely look to rotate players more frequently, perhaps even shifting some of the responsibilities around to keep everyone fresh and maximize their strengths. Now I want to pause here for a second. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the big question for Eagles fans is how serious this injury to Okoronkwo is. We're all hoping it's not a long-term issue. The severity of a triceps injury can vary widely from a few weeks to several months, depending on the extent of the tear or strain. The medical team will be closely monitoring his recovery, and the coming days will tell us more about how long he might be out. If it's a minor strain, he could return fairly soon, giving the Eagles a much-needed boost on the edge. But if it's more serious, then the team will have to rely heavily on their depth and scheme adjustments to keep the pressure on opposing quarterbacks. This situation underscores just how brutal the NFL can be, especially for teams with high aspirations like the Eagles. They've worked so hard to build a roster capable of competing at the highest level, and injuries, unfortunately, are part of the game. But what's impressive about this team is their ability to overcome adversity, they have a talented roster filled with players ready to step up. Zydarius Smith, for example, has been a disruptive force on the outside, and he's proven that he can be a game changer when healthy and motivated. Patrick Johnson, too, has been developing nicely, showing flashes of the pass-rushing talent that the Eagles need. Beyond just the immediate concerns of injuries, this also raises questions about the team's overall depth and strategic planning. The Eagles have been aggressive in building a roster that balances star power with reliable backups, but injuries like these test that balance. How well can the coaching staff shuffle the pieces? How quickly can players like Jalix Hunt or others step up and make an impact? The NFL is a game of depth and resilience, and the Eagles are no strangers to that challenge. And let's not forget, the team's overall performance on offense has been quite impressive this season. Jalen Hurts continues to impress with his leadership, mobility, and ability to make plays under pressure. His connection with the talented wide receivers and tight ends has been a bright spot, but it's on defense that we see these injuries start to add up. The Eagles have been a top-tier team defensively, ranking high in sacks and turnovers, but injuries can quickly change that dynamic. Still, with a coaching genius like Vic Fangio at the helm, there's hope that adjustments will be made effectively. This entire situation also puts a spotlight on the NFC East, one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. The Eagles have been at the top of the division, thanks to their balanced attack and solid defense. But rival teams are always looking for ways to exploit weaknesses, and any reduction in pass rush effectiveness could be a golden opportunity for divisional opponents. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, for example, are always eager to capitalize on any sign of vulnerability. So, the Eagles will need to rally, adapt, and push through these injuries if they want to keep their division lead and make a deep playoff run. Looking at the bigger picture, this season has been a testament to the resilience and grit of this Eagles team. They've faced setbacks before and have always managed to come back stronger. The fans, of course, are hoping that Ogbo Okoronkwo's injury isn't serious enough to keep him out for an extended period, because his pass-rushing ability is vital in their defensive scheme. His presence on the field helps create pressure, which in turn forces turnovers and disrupts opposing offenses. Without him, the team's pass rush might lose some of its edge, and that's something they'll need to compensate for in upcoming games. Furthermore, the Eagles' depth at linebacker will be tested in the coming weeks. Zydarius Smith, who has been a consistent performer when healthy, will need to step up even more. Patrick Johnson, who showed promise last season, has the potential to be a difference-maker if given the opportunity. And with Jalix Hunt and other younger players waiting in the wings, the coaching staff's ability to develop and utilize this talent will be crucial. This is what makes the NFL so unpredictable and exciting: opportunities for players to step into the spotlight and prove their worth when the team needs them most. As we look towards the next few games, it's clear that the Eagles will have to play with even more grit and determination. They are a team that has shown they can adapt on the fly, and their leadership under Jalen Hurts continues to be a guiding light. Hurts has been a dual-threat quarterback, not just passing but also running effectively to extend plays and keep defenses guessing. His leadership and poise under pressure are some of the reasons this team remains a serious contender. But the challenge now is to maintain that high level of performance despite the injury setbacks, and to find new ways to generate pressure and create turnovers on defense. This entire scenario also highlights the importance of team chemistry and mental toughness. Injuries test the resilience of a team, and how they respond can often define their season. The Eagles have a rich history of overcoming obstacles, and this season is no different. The coaching staff and players will need to lean on each other more than ever, staying focused on their goals and trusting in their collective talent and preparation. It's in moments like these that team character is truly tested, and the Eagles have repeatedly shown they have plenty of it. So as fans, we have every reason to remain optimistic but also realistic. Injuries are part of the game, and managing them effectively is what separates good teams from great ones. The Eagles have the depth, the talent, and the coaching to navigate through this storm. But it's also a reminder that every game, every play counts. They'll need everyone to step up, from the veterans to the young newcomers, to ensure they keep moving forward toward their ultimate goal: another Super Bowl appearance and a shot at bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Philadelphia. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think the team can overcome these injuries and keep their Super Bowl hopes alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. We're in this together, and the passion of this fan base is what drives this team forward. Keep supporting, keep believing, and let's see where this season takes us.